This is part 6 of creating your phone box in CAD. The last thing that you want to do is you want to assign materials to your work. I don't do this until the end because it's much easier to work on a part when materials aren't assigned. It's easier to see. So you can do this in a number of different ways. You can see all down the side here all our extrusions, our fillets, our work planes that we created and some extrusions. They're all nicely laid out here in my kind of timeline here. So with that understanding and with your sketches are inside these now, okay, and you can have a look at them if you want to. I want you to go up to this top button here, and it's called Appearance, and click on that top button there. You can see Pine is already there. You find it by selecting in this search area here, Pine. Okay, that's what our backboard is called. And then you just want to use this button here to assign it up to here, and it's already done for me, so that's why it's giving me a warning there. And that will just draw that up into this top area here for you to use. Now with that up in that top area, you can now start assigning extrusions to this material. So I'm going to click on extrusion 1, and then I'm going to click on this, and it's now assigned it, but it hasn't done the fillets. So I'm now going to go and click on the fillets, and it's going to and then click on the yellow pine, and it's done it. Now bear in mind that you also did the back area, the hole, so if you now should come around here, you can see it hasn't done the hole. So I'm going to go and find that extrusion, which was the last one we did, and click on that area there. Now that's completely finished all of those areas, and that's really good. I can then close out and turn it around and have a look and see whatever areas. Okay, so next we want to work with these inside areas. So they're going to be a nice acrylic. I'm going to assign a nice acrylic to that, but you don't always find acrylics, and because acrylic is a polymer that can be coloured, instead of searching for acrylic, I'm just going to search for black. And then you can kind of go through and have a look at what types of blacks there are in there. You may decide that you want red or something, but I want to have a nice kind of black, and you can see some different ones on there. You might find a glossy black, that's what I want. A nice shiny black, because that's what acrylic tends to come out as. So now I've got that assigned into my document appearances, and I'm going to go through and find the extrusions there. And we're going to highlight them all at the same time this time, so that I only have to, it's just a bit quicker to do it like this. So all the ones that were dealing with the acrylics, and then select that. And now they've all been assigned there. Okay, and you can click off of them, and you can now work with another material if you wanted to. It might be that you wanted the inside one to actually be red. So I could go through and I could look through my reds, or you know, find myself maybe a nice kind of bright red. Let's see. Let's just try this one just for the purposes of showing you, and then find that middle one. Here it is. There's my extrusion. Click on that, then click on the red, and there we go. It's done. You can click off of it. That's how to assign materials. If you then want to render it so that it looks nice in an image, you can do this a couple of different things. The first thing I like to do is click on File, Options, go to Colors, and then I like to turn it on to Presentation, take background image and put it to one color. That's quite a lot of things to click, but it does set it to a nice white background. The second thing that you might like to do then is to go to Environments and click on this kettle here. It's called Inventor Studio, and then that will bring you up with the option to click on this kettle, which is called Render Image. You can set how big you want your picture to be. I'm just going to bring it a little bit smaller than it is, so it speeds it up, because it can take a little bit of time, and then click Render. You can also choose the lighting styles that you want it to be, so you might like sharp highlights. I'll just show you the current lighting and then click OK. And you can see that this then starts to render. Here's your kind of rendering part here, and it starts to render it with certain shadows. Okay, and you need to wait till it gets to here, and then you can click on this button to save it. Now, another option that you might like to do is you might also like to put this in a slightly more interesting perspective. So double click on that, right click on that, home, click on perspective, and you can start to see a nice interesting angle. You might look at it front view like this, or change the angle around here, or you might kind of use your orbit tool here just to kind of put it a little bit more like this and draw it out towards you like that. Okay, and you can see you're just playing with those images, and then I'll just increase this slightly, a little bit further, maybe put some sharp highlights on it. Is there any highlight? No, maybe not. Okay, and then render that, and you'll start to see these different, as it starts rendering it, you see this build up, you'll see the shadows that are included there. You can see the hole and the shadows in the background of that, and that will develop some really nice images for you.